Welcome back.
So Shrek 2 overrated, huh?
Shrek 2 is a cinematic masterpiece, everybody. I was sick for the last week. I watched all the Shreks except for Shrek 3.
Terrible poor.
Shrek 2, great movie. And the soundtrack. Oh
so
my
in
God.
other words,
Welcome back to Brilliant Pints.
welcome to the mid-season award show. Da, 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 da.
Are we doing sound effects?
I mean,
Are we
do
doing
you want
what?
to?
I'm not adding that sound effects.
No, I'm not adding anything. What are you
Oh,
talking
have we
about?
ever added
I
a
was
sound effect?
I don't know.
Clayton's our sound effect guy. Make a sound
Yeah,
effect.
It sounds like the correct
You
play.
watch
Boppity, 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 boppity.
As you can see, Garrett came dressed for the occasion. He has his tie on. He is ready to
I
roll.
realize how long this is going to look when I sit down, though, to be honest.
You know what? I didn't really notice it because it kind of blends in because it's blue and blue.
You know what's weird? I have that same tie.
Do you? I've had this really ever.
I might.
But
yes.
All right, real quick, before we go into the award show, we'll just do the preview for next week. There's only 4 games this weekend.
Well,
One happened
Burnley
today.
happened tonight.
Yeah, one happened.
And we're not going to do last week because last week was great.
It was just a long time ago.
Yeah. So we'll do today's game real quick. This is Friday as we're recording. Friday the 12th. Burnley and Luton drew today. A score of 1-1.
Late equalizer from Morris.
Yeah, that fucked me. I needed the clean sheet.
Fucked you? That's weird.
No, I needed the clean sheet. I have Burnley's keeper and a defender. So.
But yeah, I didn't have a chance to watch this one. I was working.
I don't
today,
watch
unfortunately.
shit.
I did watch it because I didn't want to work today.
Nice.
Luton looked really good. I was in the office today.
Luton have looked good.
Luton looked really good the first half.
Yeah, top half of the
Burnley
table.
honestly looked like shit. And then they got the goal, and they kind of looked even out. And
It's a big.
I actually have something that we can talk about later that I wanted to discuss with everybody.
About what?
We can talk about it now.
Has Dan, wait,
Glad we got there.
Has Dan said a word yet?
I don't think so.
No, there we go.
That's-
We got
that's-
Dan.
Oh, yeah, Dan's here,
I
guys.
was like, I haven't heard Dan's voice in my headset yet.
So
What would you like to discuss?
I would like to
Yeah, what's
discuss
going on?
this because I think that this is a big topic. I think, especially this year with
Sounds
the way
huge.
the football's been played. And I'm going to ask a question, and then I'm going to follow it up, and then I want everybody's
It's
answer.
a huge
All right.
build-up for this.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I want to know:
This better be
is playing out of the back destroying football? And hang on, I'm going to back it up. Over this season, we've talked about how many teams are getting crushed playing out of the back with these goals that are happening out of nowhere. The Spurs-Bournemouth game, Neto tried to play a 35-yard pass on the ground out of the back, gets picked off, and that's how the first goal starts. And that's how Pop Sar's first goal goes in. And that's a team where you're looking at it and you're going, hey, 5-10 years ago, they're not really playing out of the back. You know, they're a lower level team in the Prem. They don't have a ton of money to spend. They don't have a ton of superstars. And they've got a player like Solanke who's up top who can win headers. Similar with when Villa played Bournemouth. Bournemouth scored their goals on hoof the ball, get a flick on. Ivan Toney's great at the whole hoof the ball, get a flick on. That's how Brentford beat City 2-3 years ago, I think.
Didn't need that shout, but okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm going at everybody. So,
Doesn't
and
affect me
that
yet.
style of football worked when Sean Dyche was at Burnley. It still works with some. You could still argue that it's got a chance with some of these
I think we
teams
bring up Sean Dyche every episode just somehow.
hang
because he's
on.
the Ginger Marine.
Have you ever seen the? We probably said it. In
I
the group
have,
chat.
yes.
Yeah, the video of like the old Burnley fan who's like, I used to love when Sean Dyche. I used to get a crick in my neck.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
ball in the air all fucking match. I was like, oh, it was the funniest fucking video. Continue.
But I'm saying that these teams, Burnley, Sheffield, Luton, Everton, who are down there, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, especially these teams who have forwards and attacking midfielders who can play the flick on, like Calvert-Lewin, like
Tall people.
Solanke, sorry. Like Edu and Mateta at Crystal Palace, like Jimenez at Fulham, like these players that can play the flick on, but they're consistently playing it out of the back for that aesthetically pleasing football. Is that killing these lower level teams in the Prem?
Wow. Well, we're already 4 minutes in and we have something to discuss.
Well, my take on it is like, yes, it's a good thing to do, but I also think you need to have the right players to do it. I don't think everybody
Agreed.
does. Right. So like, I think it's more of an identity, like from a team and how you're shaped, like and how you're built and the players you have, as opposed to just like, yes, we should automatically do this. Because if people aren't comfortable with it, you've seen people that obviously are not comfortable playing out of the back, then you fall into that issue.
So
you get pressured, you get count. Like, you get pressured high, and you're just going to fall into the pressure eventually.
But every team's playing that way now.
Yeah.
Like you watch every game.
Right, I agree.
Every team's trying to
I'm
play
saying
that way.
every team should not. You should know who your players are, and then go from there.
Exactly.
Here's my look at it. I prefer to go long. I hate playing out of the. I mean, granted, United's back line and Onana half the time can't connect the pass, but like as a keeper who couldn't fucking play the ball in the back, I would just give it to somebody else and just have I even hated when you played in front of me or when anyone else for club played in front of me. I was always just fucking clear. There'd be no pressure. Just fucking send it. I don't want this thing back here. Just because it's like you said, even though you're great at it, one slip up, you turn off mentally for a second, and now it's like a 2-on-1 and you're fucked.
Yeah, but you can't judge it off of if there's one mistake. Because City has happened where they lose it out of the back and get scored on, but that doesn't mean they should never do it because it happened once.
Yeah, but
if it's most of the time beneficial to you, then yes.
On the flip side, teams have scored playing from the back too.
Absolutely.
Right.
But I'm not saying the R4 teams play
I
the
get
back
it.
very well.
I get it. I think for the lower level teams, they need to.
You should be playing back to the back better.
Come again?
Yeah, you should be playing.
Are we?
For the lower level teams, I think they need to. It needs to be part of their game plan. And they need to know who they're playing because some teams press higher than others, and if you're playing a City, you should not be playing out of the back if you're someone else because they're nonstop press. But I feel like if you're playing a lower level team, it's more of a chess match, and I don't know. I just think it depends on the competition, what your team looks like. Yeah. I can see it definitely leads to goals, but I don't think it's ruining football. I think it's leading to more goals, but I don't know.
I guess it's the last thing we can kind of, unless someone else has something to say, touch on it, and then we can do what we got to do. But I think players now, they are in such better shape. They're so much faster now. So when these, lower level teams come up, they're facing Premier League speed, Premier League physicality, and they're just completely under pressure out of the back. And like Dan said, they don't have the personnel back there to deal with all this intense speed and pressure. And that's where you're seeing all the mix-ups. Because the players now are just so fucking fast. They're so good at reading the game. And you never know, when, all right, maybe the first 5 minutes the team presses, and then they back off. And then the next 10, so it's, I don't know, like Dan said, it's a chess match. Who the fucking knows?
I'll leave it with this. I don't think it's ruining football, but I do think it's changing the goalkeeper position more than anything else.
I would agree.
The reason why I'm asking, is it ruining football, is when Sheffield came up, what was it, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
They had the one season where they got safety, and then they were seventh in the Prem, and they just kind of played knock it to Billy Sharp and have knock it down, work from there.
Yeah, but they also just had a much better defense at that point.
They did, yeah.
Because that's how they won games, was they just didn't get scored on.
But I watched Sheffield play their FA Cup game, and they moved the ball out of the back. To be fair, I think they were playing a League Two team. So it's yes, here you should be moving the ball out of the back. But the week before, they were trying to do the exact same thing, and I'm and they still got caught out of the back multiple times. I was how are you playing this style of football when you would get absolutely punished if you were playing, a higher team? I forget who they played.
Well, at that point, it's on the manager then. I mean, then it's.
But everybody's playing that way. That's why they.
Well, then don't be the person that conforms to everything and be your own fucking self. Know your personnel.
He's got a fair point.
That's my point, though. Is it ruining that every chairman is saying we need to play this tick-tack ball? Is it kind of ruining the teams that are at the bottom half of the table? I don't want to say the lower level, but bottom half of the table. Is it ruining them from their chances of winning silverware or an FA Cup?
Adapt.
Or
adapt.
Yeah.
Adapt.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just think if it's not working, you should fix it. That's the definition of insanity, is literally that.
Yeah. All right.
Tomorrow. This is Friday, so Saturday.
Yeah. So Saturday we have 2 games on. We have Chelsea hosting Fulham. Anyone have any thoughts about that? Any predictions?
I just would love to see Fulham get a point.
I would love to see it, yeah. I think this game ends at a tie. I don't know.
I think Chelsea win, but I think it's
a tie.
I would love to see Fulham win. I think it's 2-0 Chelsea.
I'm going to go 1-1. I don't know. Anybody else got anything?
I think Chelsea will win.
Clayton?
I think Chelsea will win, especially after losing to Middlesbrough midweek.
See, I don't conform to the Chelsea are going to win group. And then the second game on Saturday, we have Newcastle hosting Man City. Garrett, your thoughts and feelings before this one?
Don't love that we're away. Really hope De Bruyne comes back and at least plays some minutes this game. He came back and played last game they had for the cup game that we had. And he looked good, got an assist. He looked sharp. I mean, obviously it's going to take a little bit of time to get back to the full, Belgian prince that he is. But I think
he was the king now.
I would like to. Actually, according to the social admin for City, he's the king. But I think we should win this game with how Newcastle's been and how their defense has been. I would like to. I'm gonna say 3-1 because we just can't keep a shutout. So
No Stones or Grealish as well.
Yeah.
They were both illness.
Yeah. No Grealish, no Stones. I don't think Haaland's back yet.
He is not
Yeah, I was gonna
confirmed
say.
by
So
Pep himself.
he needs some Alvarez action up top.
All right. That would be Saturday, correct?
Yes.
We just wrapped up. So Sunday we have
Rip it to Clayton.
2 more. Clayton, Aston Villa is traveling to Everton.
With your beloved Sean Dyche.
Yes.
Goodison Park.
We historically
Thoughts?
play very well against Everton, so
You're gonna lose
I
now.
think we're going to win this game.
Why'd you have to say that? Now you're going to lose.
Yeah, now you're going to lose.
If we lose, I'm going to cry.
Guys, they're gonna win the league. I mean, he's just being confident.
Stop saying that, Dan. You know I don't like that.
I congratulated Villa months ago on winning the
Yeah.
league.
I'm starting
just-
Matty Cash in fantasy.
I did
so
the
we
same thing
better
for
win.
Tottenham, and then they had a fucking absolute meltdown.
All right, Bra guy. You're
uh,
up next, fella.
Yeah, Man United, Holsting. Wow.
Holstein.
Yeah.
Holster?
You
got a gun?
Yeah, Holster. Hosting Spurs.
Holster and Spurs, huh? Getting really cowboy on us.
I don't. A good one. I don't fucking know anymore.
I felt that was underappreciated.
I think we lose.
Werner with a late winner.
I think
I would
we
love it. I would love it. I would love everything about that. It would piss off Chelsea fans. It would piss off United fans. I'm all for it.
I think we lose 3-1. I don't know. We fucking blow.
That's so sad.
We fucking blow.
No son for Tottenham.
Yeah.
He just got called to Korea.
On Manchester United news, before we move into our
Really fucking me in fantasy there. So I'm going to put that out there.
move into our mid-season awards.
I'm
fucking
Fucking Jadon Sancho, motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. Bitch is
I don't
gone.
know why
I
you
love
mad
how-
at him. Your club ruined.
Hell
It's not his
yeah.
fault.
I love how everything on social media
Don't
he
care.
posts now is just like, I'm so happy.
I like Holland. Did you see Holland like subtweeting
out.
Man U basically? He was like, what a good player. Glad to see him happy again. Like it was just fucking.
Jesus, that just blew out my eardrums. Anyway, yeah, he's gone. So who the fuck cares?
All right.
And-
And for the mid-season awards. Okay. Mid-season awards.
Next year we'll get actual sound effects.
Yeah. I mean, we could just edit them in post, but we won't do that.
No.
We have a post.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
have
we
post.
post the fucking.
Yeah, we post the link after we click it. All right, mid-season awards. First on the list for the award is biggest surprise team. We'll start with. We'll start down the couch, I guess. I'll go Clayton last because he's the only one that didn't fill out the fucking form.
I had
Yeah.
to work today.
So
you watched the fucking game.
My biggest surprise
Fucking
team,
point.
I put down the Hammers of West Ham. I really thought after Rice left and how they were close to relegation last year, they were going to be an absolute shell of themselves. But picking up Ward-Prowse and signing some key off-season players, they've brought themselves up to 6th mid-table during halfway through pretty much. So I think they were my bigger surprise.
All right. I have, for my biggest surprise team, I have Clayton's beloved Aston Villa.
Thanks, bra guy.
I thought they would be, mid-table, maybe fighting for Europe again. The players that they have right now and the coaching, Emery's doing a great job over there. I did not expect him at this point in the season, halfway, to sit second in the league. Wouldn't even put him in the top 4 at this point in the beginning of the year. So to see them up in second, they've beaten some pretty good teams, have a pretty decent run going. So I'm going to go Villa as my surprise team. Dan.
Yeah, I agreed. Phil as well. I thought they were gonna get relegated this year, and it turns out they're.
Fuck you, dude.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Guys, Pat's here.
Pat, who is your surprise team of the year? What we got?
Folks, he had nothing.
Yeah,
But yeah, everything Brian said, I'm just gonna reiterate it. But go ahead, Clayton.
So I picked Bournemouth.
You didn't pick. You just picked now. Don't lie to them.
fuck is.
I definitely didn't do the Google Doc earlier, but I'm picking Bournemouth as my surprise team of the year. With the funds they have and the squad they have, having Solanke as player of the month this month, the goals they're scoring, and the way they're playing, I thought that they were going to be one of those teams that when everybody got promoted, we all kind of were like, they could go down totally. But now they're sitting in 12th on 25 points. Chelsea's only in 10th on 28. So they're having a pretty good season, all things considered. And
They're a game behind.
And they're a game behind after the Luton incident. So I think, if they keep this form and they don't lose anybody, vital to their squad in this January transfer window, we could see them in the top half of the table by the end of the year.
Nice.
All right.
I have no arguments there with any of those choices. So
First award. Well done, everybody.
all right, second award, biggest
Da-da.
disappointment team. We'll start with Brian.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. My biggest disappointment team at the halfway mark, Newcastle. They're still top half of the table, but I think with all the players that have been kind of coming in, all the money that's being pumped into the club, and they ended last year, I feel like, and they kind of started out, I think, not terrible. They started pretty good. They ended last year pretty strong. I thought they would be fighting for a top 4 spot this year. But, I mean, I don't know. I think they're losing to teams that they should be beating. They're just dropping points. And I think they're having some trouble in the back right now. They're conceding too many goals, and it's hurting them. And I thought they would be pretty good with Lascelles and Char in the back defensively. I just don't see it right now. Them being in 9th is why I'm putting them as my biggest disappointment thus far.
Danny Boy.
I'm going Chelsea. And I know a lot of people will say, like, there weren't really huge expectations. They're a weaker team going into the season, but they're still Chelsea. Like, you expect them to be fighting for top 4 always. And with the amount of money they spent on the club, or spent, bringing players into the club, you'd think they would be able to perform more. Obviously, the Nkunku injury played a factor in this, but they just, at times, especially at the beginning of the season, did not play, an attractive style
That's a good way to put
of
it.
playing. So I think just being in 10th place as Chelsea, we know a couple Chelsea fans, they are not happy with the season already.
They would agree.
Fuck
I
you,
think
man.
they would agree with that as well.
Hey, you don't listen. Fuck you.
So I'm going Chelsea.
All right, Mr. Clayton.
I'm going with Burnley. When they got promoted, from everything we saw from the championship and everything we heard about the style of play, we all kind of said if there's going to be one of these teams that stays up, it's going to be Burnley. We thought they were going to kind of have, all right, Brian said Luton to be different, but we all meant Burnley. We kind of thought they were going to have one of those seasons where they have relegation team that goes on a little bit of a run. You see them at the mid 14 spot. And honestly, the style of play that they're playing isn't working for them. I don't think they have the players that they should have to play that style of play. We just did a 10-minute freaking session about that.
Rant about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're not scoring enough goals. They just got Fofana on loan from Chelsea, and I have no idea if nobody's seen him play. He played like 2 games for Union Berlin in the first half of the season. Everything about them has disappointed me this year. And I don't know if you guys saw the Sean Dyche Burnley documentary about when they went down on Peacock.
I've not.
So if you keep your TV running after the game stopped, it plays, and I've been watching it because it's freaking awesome. And I was like, I totally bought into the hype train that they were going to be staying up. And every time I watch them play, I just go, what the fuck is going on? So I'm hoping they can turn it around, but I don't really like company, so
The fuck, man.
I'm right there with you.
yeah.
Club legend. Fucking.
I mean, I'm sure he's a great guy.
All right, Garrett. Your biggest disappointment team thus far?
I will echo the earlier mention of Newcastle. I just think, we thought with the money they have and the players they had, they were going to be much better, much more consistent. I also don't love how the players have reacted to not doing well. They're just blaming everything but themselves at this point. It's just, we have injuries, we have this, we have that. Just listen, you're just not performing. That's not anyone else's fault other than your own. Shut the fuck up. All right, next.
All right. We have next on our midseason awards
Best transfer.
with the best transfer, and I want to start with Daniel on this one.
Not biased at all, Dan.
Daniel,
I mean, yeah, it's a little biased, but it's also not.
I'm going totally biased too. Don't worry.
It's not far fetched. I'm going Declan Rice. I just think what he
Death,
brings.
taxes, and Dan picking Declan Rice. Just fucking.
It was always gonna happen.
it was always Declan Rice.
There's definitely a lot of people that could have shouts for best transfer, and I don't want to say one because I think someone's picking him later.
But you know that because it's on the document.
Yeah. Clay wouldn't know that though. 'Cause
I'm looking at the document.
Oh, you're actually looking at it. Good for you.
But yeah, I just think he brings that anchor to the midfield that we were missing, and he just looks so comfortable on the ball. Goes into every tackle thinking he's going to win it, and usually wins it. I think we're missing that one more piece in midfield to add to that partnership. And I mean, we're still 4th in the league, and for most of the first half of the season, we were up top. Obviously, it slipped a little bit over the last couple of weeks.
Christmas
Tough
is
run
rough.
there.
It was a
I
rough.
shouldn't have congratulated you
It
guys.
was a tough Christmas.
Sorry.
But yeah, I'm going Rice.
All right, Mr. Clayton.
I'm going to be a little biased like Dan. Also, I think it's every time Rice does something when me and Garen are at the bar, we just go, "Oh, $100 million for that."
Every time.
By the way, this is going to be fucking ridiculous what he's about to
I'm
say.
going Pau Torres.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck you guys. This is how I know you don't actually watch fucking Villa games. First
no
of
one
all,
wants to watch that
I'm not saying he's a bad
garbage.
transfer, but he's the best transfer of the season.
I'm going
Villa
fucking
games are
biased.
fucking
All right.
You
garbage.
gave him so much shit when he had to play in the beginning of the season.
It's not even the best transfer on Villa.
Fuck you. Yes, he is. Diaby has dropped off. He hasn't scored. Well, he did.
You
just score the
dropped
other
off.
day. Fuck you.
Oh, nice.
First of all, the injury to Tyrone Mingles meant we didn't have a left-footed center back, so we desperately did need a left-footed center back. And his distribution has made Emery Ball what it is. He can ping a ball. He's comfortable playing out of the back. He can drive a little bit forward. He's been absolutely spectacular. And when Carlos or Clement Longley are in there, you can see they're a little more uncomfortable and a little more uneasy on the ball. And when we fucking lost to United, Carlos gave the ball away twice.
Wait, who did you lose to?
Fuck you. When we lost to United, Carlos gave the ball away twice. Longley gave the ball away once. And that's how they started most of their counters. And with Pau Torres, you don't. Not only is he a world class defender, but he also is great going forward, and that's exactly what Emery wanted with the style of football he wanted to play.
All right.
I chose Vicario from Spurs. I think especially with how the style that Spurs have been playing this year, he's had to come up big a lot because they've been facing a lot more chances because of how their high line is, and I think he's come up huge in some games for them. I think he's actually kept them in some games this year. Some games they probably should have lost if he didn't make some incredible saves. And I think we all knew Lloris was kind of on a decline for a while. And then he came in and pretty much just stole the show. And I think he's probably been the best goalkeeper this year.
Isn't it crazy that the only trophy Lloris has won is the World Cup?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wait, that's a little wild.
He's not a bad one to win, but
I mean, I would die a happy man.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that because Spurs suck and they don't win any hardware.
all right.
He'll probably win the MLS trophy with.
The
probably.
World Cup and the MLS will be the two things he wins.
Get up that. What a fucking like
All right,
1-2
Bri,
punch.
rip it.
Sorry, I was burping. I also went with a Spurs player. I went when healthy, obviously. I went Madison. I think after the loss to Kane, Son was kind of obviously the go-to guy who's going to score all the goals. But then you get a guy like Madison in the midfield, and everyone knows him for his set pieces, scoring free kicks. He is passing going forward. But what I don't think many people see is he does have a defensive side of his game to him. He will check back. He'll put in some tackles, getting back. And when he has to, he's that box-to-box midfielder. He's not just that attacking midfielder that everyone thinks he is. But I do think, like I said, with Kane gone, they needed some creativity in the midfield. They needed somebody else to contribute, scoring, assisting, and helping Son out. And when he's healthy and he goes in those games, he makes that team 10 times better. So
I think he was a shoo-in for best transfer
Before
before he got
hurt.
before the
injured.
injury, yeah.
I just think the lack of games he played is why I didn't pick him.
Yeah,
But before that, he was a shoo-in.
When's
Yeah.
he coming back?
done.
Not soon enough because
Yeah.
my fantasy
Oh,
is
he's done
fucking
for the
hurting
I
season?
think
right
he's
now.
done for pretty much the
month.
season.
He might
Not the season.
A month or two.
Yeah.
He might be. Yeah, he'll be back for the last
End of the month, I
2
think.
months of the
I thought it was end of February for some reason.
At least that's what Fantrax is saying, but could be wrong.
Dan, you also have another honorable mention on there if you want to throw it out.
JW.
Oh yeah, James Ward-Prowse. I think he was a great addition to the West Ham squad. He made an impact, couple assists, couple goals. I think he's doing exactly what they need of him. So I don't think he's the best transfer, but I think he
Gets a shout.
It's definitely a shout.
Yeah.
Just real quick, Madison could be back by the end of the month.
Okay, there we go.
All right. After best transfer, our next thing is worst transfer. Clayton.
Oh shit, I had one for this.
You should have one for all of them, you fucking bitch.
No,
No,
he
but
doesn't.
I looked ahead and I actually did have one.
Oh,
for
he
this.
looked ahead, but he didn't fucking fill it out.
Weird. This has been
Yeah.
up since 11 o'clock this morning.
Dick.
Has it really been up since 11?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Actually, it might have been before
What do you
11.
know? Nothing. You know shit.
Oh, I got it. Sorry.
Glad.
Good for you.
Timber.
That's fun.
fair.
That's fun.
Dude, it's a little fair.
That is.
That is
He
terrible.
played 25 minutes and I was not impressed.
Are you serious?
He played 25 minutes. I remember the
And then he tore his ACL.
the first few times he got on the ball, I remember I was like, he passed to the wrong team. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Jesus.
You don't know what you're fucking
You
saying.
gotta be fucking. And this guy.
Guy tears his ACL. Clayton's like, yeah, what a fucking bust.
Oh
shit. All right, well, not much more to say about that.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have anything on this one. I totally did not see this question. So that Timber was just a shout.
What are the odds he actually did look ahead and saw it? But his answer was so fucking bad he had to cover it
I
up
got
right
one. Tyrone Mings. He's not
a new transfer. I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh man.
Oh, the award show's going off the fucking
All right,
rails.
I'm taking mine because mine was an actual transfer. Onana. I think he's a clear shout for this. He's been fucking terrible. He's been inconsistent. He makes one good save a game and lets 2 goals go past him that are easily savable. They thought he was gonna be the heir to De Gea, and he is just air basically.
That's fair.
Funny.
I mean, I'm looking down our list here, right? Me and Dan. Clayton didn't because, he didn't fill out the form. But me and Dan also put Onana. But we want to be different. We're going to go somebody else. But that's how fucking bad he is.
Yeah. Well, he's just terrible.
Yeah, he's that bad. Dan, do you want to go or you want me to go?
Why don't you just go?
Okay. I did your boy. I did Kai Havertz. I mean,
I don't know if that's
I
fair.
don't even know if that's fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair, but
It's just like he's been okay. Like it's not like he expected that much when he went to Arsenal.
I think it's just the name factor. It's like
probably.
He flopped at Chelsea and he goes to Arsenal.
I think he's done better at Arsenal than he did at fucking Chelsea.
I mean,
I agree.
I also put
Outside of a Champions League
I also
winning
put
goal.
in the parentheses Havertz to piss Dan off.
Actually, you wrote to piss off Dan.
Piss off Dan.
Is this whole segment just like piss off Dan? Like,
Probably.
I haven't gotten it yet. Oh, yeah, I did about the rice
this
thing.
exact one.
Oh, but you're probably right. It's probably the whole. Also, I'm let's stir up some controversy here. Fuck it. I don't really care. People can hate me on the internet. I don't really care. I don't know. You're probably right. It probably is the whole name factor and where he's been and what he's done. But I mean, $60 million for a guy who scores once every 7 games, a little tough. Yeah, that's all I got really.
Danny boy.
Yeah, sync going.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get roasted for this one, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, you are.
Nicholas Jackson for Chelsea.
Give
I know
us
he
all
has
the-
7 goals in the league, but he also has the worst hat trick of all
Ever
time.
known to
Give
Yeah,
us the
that
fucking
was-
controversy. I fucking love it on this show.
I mean, I don't think it's Onana's been terrible. Nicholas Jackson's just been a little
Yeah,
bit
but
less bad.
I love pissing people off on the
Yeah,
show. It's
he's-
so much fun.
I just think striker for Chelsea, you have high expectations, and if you just look purely off stats, which I know people will come back and say he has 7 goals in the league. Yeah, he does, but
Isn't that hat trick against Sheffield too?
yeah, and I think they were man up or something. Or
It was terrible.
yeah,
it wasn't good.
They were playing a high line. They were just throwing him in behind every fucking chance they had.
but it's not only that. It's even Chelsea fans will say he just misses sitters in front of the goal. It's goals that should be an easy tap in.
It's like Chelsea's and Kedia.
When
Yeah.
you
there
have
you go. You had to fucking jump in, didn't you?
when you have when you see videos on Twitter of people having to enlarge the goal by 400 times its size for him to actually score on a sitter, he's fucking bad.
Sorry, the hat trick was against Spurs, and they were
That's
2
it.
men down.
Yeah.
All right,
There you go.
They were literally just if you
bullshit,
didn't
Addy.
score it, you had to be Stevie Wonder or something.
Wow. Christ. Okay, well, shout out to the blind, I guess.
Shout out to the blind.
All right. Well,
Fuck this dude. This
next
award show's
next
off the fucking
section.
rails.
Biggest surprise
Yeah,
player.
so it's positive. Wait, this could be surprising in a bad way.
Who's
I'll go first on this one because I didn't do a good
How
job on
fucking
the last
answer
one.
last time?
Here we go.
I'm gonna go with Ross Barkley.
I fucking love that.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
really
Ross. When we watched the first couple games, when it was Lukonga and Nakamba in the center of the pitch for Luton, they looked like they didn't have any creativity, and then they picked up Townsend and Barkley. And Townsend's been playing as kind of a winger /10, and Barkley's been playing as the box-to-box midfielder. And he looks like prime Everton Ross Barkley. I mean, he's just pulling strings. I feel bad he's got nobody in front of him who can finish, but he looked absolutely amazing today. He looked great the other day against Chelsea. He looks like a class act again, and I think if they do stay up by any circumstances, it's going to be because they signed him, and he's just running their midfield right now.
Fair enough.
I love that choice.
My choice was Solanke. I'm also choking on nothing right now. Hold on.
Yeah, that air's tough. Watch out for that. It's deadly out here.
I just think it wasn't like he was a new transfer or something. He wasn't he just out of nowhere this season has just basically put Bournemouth on his back. He scored goals, and it's not like he's just scoring in tap-ins. He has scored some goals. He has had to work. He's had to find space. He's built to take players on. And now it's becoming to the point where people are would he get transferred out? Would a bigger club look at him? And just based off of his last run of form for the last 19, 20 games, He's shown that he can produce, and maybe like United should look to sign him because at least he can fucking score. What?
He's just going after him.
We'll take him.
But I think a lot of
Yeah.
teams will after this season will be looking at him as a possibility to fill in as a striker if they don't really have a 9 and they don't want to. And I don't even know like how much you'd be like to buy at this point, but I think he will get a transfer after the season.
All right. Is it me? Oh, it's me.
Going down the line, my man.
Yeah, that's fair. So I could have put him in best transfer. I didn't. I'm going Kudus for West Ham. I think every time I see a West Ham game on and he gets the ball, he is. I don't know. He always stands out every single game for them. He's fast as all fucking hell. He's not afraid to take players on. He's pretty physical. He'll body off the defender if he has to, and he's creative. He finds gaps in the defense. He's able to get around different defenders, and if you give him a millisecond of time and space, he's gonna get a shot off, and 9 times out of 10 he's scoring. I thought coming in, I think we all might have seen him coming in like, all right, like he can help this team out, but especially in the past, I want to say two months, he is. He stepped up in a big way. He's playing extremely well. And I knew he'd be pretty good for them, but I didn't think he'd be this good. So,
Hey, boy.
I'm gonna go with the Korean guy, as Pep would say. Hwang Hee-chan. What a season he's having. He's got 10 goals, 3 assists on the season, and has been Wolves' best player. And Wolves is a team that we've said like even last year struggled with scoring goals, and he's just single-handedly doing that for them. Really stepping up this season. Has looked really lively in that attack. I think losing Neto kind of hurt a little bit. I think once Neto's back, he'll just continue to keep scoring goals, and I think that's a good partnership to have up top for Wolves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been thoroughly impressed with him as a striker, and I think I don't know. I think he's had a great start to the season.
Fair enough. All right. Next category is biggest disappointment as a player. This one took me a while. There's a couple people I could have thought of, and I ultimately landed on Alexis McAllister.
It's a good shout, though.
Honestly, I thought, when I used to watch him at Brighton, he was like a standout player. He really controlled the game, ran a game, looked dangerous going forward. And I think he just went to Liverpool and just became another body. Like he's gotten like lost in the Liverpool side. I don't know if it's just a different style and he's just not used to it. I know it's his first year there, so I guess you can give him some time. But I mean, Sobosai came over and has looked good off the rip. And I think he's just been pedestrian, as Tim Howard would call it.
I will say just to give him a little bit of saving grace. They keep playing him as a 6, and I don't think he's a 6.
They are playing him out of position.
However, he has more recently been. He just came off the injury, and he has more recently been getting forward, and he still looks.
He just looks a step slower than he did at Brighton.
Yes.
I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't look like the same player, and it's disappointing because I used to like him as a player. Then he went to Liverpool, I didn't really like him as much, but
you're also pronouncing his name wrong.
World Cup winner Alex McAllister.
Thank you very
There
much.
it is.
But he's playing very below par at the moment.
That's fair. I'll go next. And because I'm so not, biased, I'm actually gonna pick one of my Man U players' biggest disappointment, Marcus Rashford. Now I know the past couple of years, maybe he hasn't been up to what he was a handful of years ago, but I thought this year, coming in with you have a new striker down the middle. It's the first year Ten Hag's fully in charge, and you may have a new system going. I thought he would get back to that. Let's take on a player or two, cut in, have a shot, or take on a player, swing across in. But for 3 goals and 19 games from him, I'm a little disappointed. I really expected more out of him. I'm seeing more and more each game where there's 2 Rashfords on the field. One is he's non-existent, and he's not really doing much. He's not tracking back at all. He's not checking to the ball. He's not making the right runs. Or there's the second Marcus Rashford where he's getting the ball every other attack. He's trying to take players on. He's doing way too much. And he turns it over, and then he just kind of does the old Cristiano Ronaldo where he just throws his arms up, and he's like, what the hell? And he doesn't get back. There's no effort going back. I thought a fresh slate coming into this year, turn everything around a little bit. But I'm not seeing what he used to be. And yes, it's a little bit because I'm a United fan. I watch all the games, so it's disappointing that way. But
maybe it just sucks now.
yeah, I mean, he just fell off. But again, it's not that I'm like I am disappointed in the results and the stats and what he's doing. It's more disappointment in like what seems to be his mindset, where he's trying to do too much, and then there's just really if he loses the ball where he used to fight to get it back, he's just not. And it just looks like the determination and the hustle at times, and I'll say at times 80% of the time, just isn't there. And it's disappointing. So that's why he's there for me.
Danny.
I realize I'm being tough on Chelsea in this segment.
It
was not
they
intentional.
Stink, so who fucking cares?
But I'm going Caicedo just based off the price tag and his performances. Especially the start of the season. I think he's grown into the season a little bit the last couple of games, but especially the start of the season, he was not worth not even a quarter of what Chelsea paid for him. He just did not look comfortable in that midfield. It took him a long time to settle in. I still think he's not there. But again, 105, 110, whatever they paid for him, it's seeming like Brighton got away with like highway robbery on this one. But that being said, like he was a great player for Brighton, probably one of the best holding mids in the league last year. So it could just be a fit thing. It could also be a Chelsea thing, which seems to be the thing with a lot of Chelsea players. But yeah, I'm going Caicedo.
All right.
I actually had several players for this
Sure,
category.
you did.
I had 3 off the top of my head. But I'm going to go with this one because he has literally 0 output, and I'm going to go with Manchester United's Anthony.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's cool.
I thought that one was too obvious. That's why
It is too obvious.
It's so obvious.
Which is why I was like, I could go somewhere else. But like
he's
I was thinking of some of the other players, and I was like, well, there's some recency bias. Some players who might have just dropped form recently, and some players where not everything necessarily was their fault. And I was like, yeah, this guy came in for 60 mil, and he has had 0 output. And every time I watch him,
negative. It actually might be negative output.
yeah, and every time I watch a United game and I watch him, and he consistently starts, and you've got kids like Garnacho, Pellistri, Ahmed. I'm not sure what's the Ivory Coast kid.
Ahmed Diallo. Stud.
Who the 3 of them look good and vibrant and young and like they want to be on the field and show off what they've got. And then I look at Anthony, and he gets the ball and he runs down to the corner flag, and then he turns around and he passes it back towards Wan-Bissaka.
Spins around 7
And I'm
times.
just
He's got the 6 scissors, the pullback.
Yeah, I'm just like, why?
What a great player to pass to in the offensive end. Wan-Bissaka, who can't swing across in to save his fucking life.
So, I mean, it's an obvious one, but I was just kind of like,
I respect it.
It's fair.
it's
so
legit.
What were your 2 other shouts? Just to mention names.
So I was going to say Saka, but that's recency just because he's in poor form.
Yeah, I mean,
That was more because I think that
Everything everyone's doing is just shooting at Dan. Just fucking ripping on Dan right now.
I was going to hold my Saka to the next
Saka
segment.
was my number
That's
3.
horrible.
Because that's recency bias. But when
Yeah.
I watched the Cup game, the Arsenal-Liverpool game, I don't think Reece Nelson played particularly well, but I don't think he played particularly bad. I was like, if Saka drops form, why would you keep starting him? So I think that's more of an Arteta thing. And then my other one was Lewis Dunk because
How many did you fucking pick, dude? We got
I had 3.
1 per category here.
I had 3.
I also just asked for names, but he's
yeah.
giving me descriptions too. But go ahead.
I had Lewis Dunk because Brighton
I'll take a nap.
last season were, amazing. And this might be because maybe he doesn't have a center defensive mid like Caicedo. He's got Gross and Gilmore playing in front of him. But Brighton are
Grossly
14th
underrated.
in goals conceded per game with like 1.7, and the only teams below them are, I think the teams like in the bottom 6. Sorry, it's Forest, Fulham, Bournemouth, Luton, and Burnley and Sheffield. So it's like not good teams. They should be much higher up there. And I think that's a lot to do with the fact that Dunk has not been playing as well as he has been. Also, to get sent off for basically just yelling at the ref.
That was funny.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't
Dallo
know.
did the same thing, but I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyone else? You just want to...
I can go more.
No,
Do you want
we're
more?
good.
No,
We're good.
no. Dan literally said, "Give me just the names," and you're like, "No, fuck it."
No, I'm going all out.
All right. Next, we have young player of the season. We did 21 and younger, correct?
PFA, yeah.
Yes. So
Standards.
21 and younger, young player of the season. Garrett starts off.
I chose Mr. Cole Palmer.
The ex-City fella.
Yeah, I just think, I feel like he showed out well. He hasn't had many poor performances, and I think on that Chelsea squad, he's actually stood out. And he's taken a lead role and taking pens, too, which I think is pretty crazy for a kid that young. And he's been a bright spot in what has been a very non-bright season for Chelsea. But he looks dangerous. I always thought he looked dangerous, and he played for City. He just never really got the chance. I've been high rated on him for a while. He just had to sit behind some really other good players. But I think he's shown out well this season. He shows he can be a starter in the Prem on a top level team, if you want to consider Chelsea top level, I guess. But yeah, I just think he's looked good this year.
All right. Dan? Let's see the biased here.
I don't think it's biased.
That was so biased.
Well, according to
Why is it
Clayton,
biased?
he's a disappointment.
Why is it biased?
I
don't think he's
said that
having
was
that good of a
recency
year.
bias on my part.
He's not having that good of a year, but he's still the best 21-year-old in the league. He's got the same number of goal contributions as Cole Palmer, and he has scored less penalty goals than Cole Palmer
On a better team.
on a better team in 4th place.
That's what I'm saying, though. He plays with a better team, so
Yeah.
it's easier to create stats.
They play for a better team, but Cole Palmer also scored 4 penalty goals. Take that away.
Well, Saka has a chance to miss penalties, like he did in
Oh.
those moments.
Oh, too
Oh.
soon.
Oh, all the Brits are going to be on your
I don't
fucking
think he's
ass.
missed a penalty in the league.
All the
That's
Brits
what I
are
was
going
saying. Talk about the Euro.
all the
yeah.
Brits are going to fucking kill you.
That
That's
happens.
got to be a clip.
Maybe he would take the penalties if,
Oh, we're clipping this shit.
He still takes the penalties.
God
He
damn
scored
it.
2 this year. Still less than Palmer. But yeah, I still think, obviously, again, the recency bias, it's been, 2 or 3 games, and he's dropped form a little bit. I think it's just being overworked a little bit. He's still, have we even mentioned Saka's name? Or we?
I literally just did as a disappointment.
Well, no, I'm saying in this segment. Like,
Oh, no.
I don't think I said Saka's name. I think we started
Oh,
going
because you
into
said
it.
I'm not going to be biased. Somehow being biased, yeah.
It's Saka.
I'm picking Saka.
I think the context clues were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there.
He's the leader of an Arsenal team who was fighting until the Christmas period, top of the league, and 12 goal contributions. What are you pointing at?
What? I was asking her a question.
Oh, 12 goal contributions. I still think he's one of the best wingers in the league, and at 21 years old, even though he won it last year, people will probably want to give it. They'll probably want to give it to someone else. I'm still going Saka.
All right. Clayton.
Mr. Clayton.
I went with a very big shout on this one. I went James Trafford, the Burnley goalkeeper.
Fucking love that.
Is that more of a quantity over quality situation?
I fucking love it.
He actually has been very good.
To be
Get the
fair, I
fucking
am being a
keepers
little bit
involved.
of a
Get
hypocrite
the
because I
fucking
just
keepers
I've been
involved,
talking shit about
motherfucker.
the bottom 3 teams pretty much the whole season.
Get us involved. Keeper
But-
Nation.
I mean, he's getting peppered every single game, and he's making some great saves. And I think we've got a borderline Nick Pope regen, basically, because he gets peppered and he's making these saves, and he's not great with his feet, but he's getting there, and you can see him working on it. And I feel like when they go down, because after not beating Luton, I don't think they'll stay up.
Yeah.
When they go down, I could see a team like like a Palace or like a Forest, like maybe even a United.
I'll take him.
I mean, he's an ex-City Academy player. You could see him getting
100%.
a bigger money move because he does have that potential. He is a little young. He's only 21. Goalkeepers, you want him a little bit more
Hence
seasoned.
the point of the young player of
I
the
know.
season award.
And I don't think if this was a serious award that real people were giving out, I don't think he would get it because he plays for Burnley and he's still letting up 3 goals a game.
True.
But he's letting up 3 goals and making 7 saves.
Yeah.
And they're not,
Did you skip?
dribblers.
Did you not go? You didn't go.
Brian didn't go.
I didn't go yet. That's why I asked you which one to
We
pick.
skipped that way. We're going down the line. It threw me all off.
What?
We're usually going down the line. It threw me off.
Oh, whatever. So I went with an ex-Manchester United player. A little random here, but I went Anthony Elanga. I think him going to Forest, he's had a resurgence in his career.
His young career.
Yeah, I mean, but you saw him at United. He didn't get the, I know we've touched on it with this team before how the young guys aren't getting a chance. He goes to Forest. He's getting his chances. I believe he has 10 goal was it 10? Yeah, 10 goal contributions in 20 games. I think every time you watch Forest, he's always involved in the attack. He's changing this team going forward. He connects really, really well with Gibbs White in the middle of the field. They play really well 1-2 with each other, and this would shows when you get the young guys a chance, and he's shining right now, especially recently. I think last time out, I think he had 3 assists on all 3 Nottingham goals. So I don't know, 10 goal contributions and 20 appearances for him at 21. I mean, it's kind of a random shout here and a little bit away from the to the more obvious ones, but I'm going to go with Anthony Elanga.
Hey, for random shouts.
Random shouts.
Also, that's a good shout.
Fuck yeah, baby.
All right, so
I think he's been one of the better younger players in the league this year.
I feel like he just flies under the radar, though. Just coasts.
yeah, it's Forrest, probably why.
That might do it.
All right, manager of the season. Are we all in agreement here?
I'll just take this one, boys. It's Unai Emery, the best manager in the Prem.
Obnoxious.
Clay, you can just talk. I'll give you 30 seconds. Just
Hang
say
on.
why he's the manager in the Prem, and then we'll go.
Hang on. Agreed?
Yeah, I think I was about to say.
Agreed.
We all
Pat, do you
consensus.
agree?
Pat, you agree?
Let's go. Pat even
Pat
agrees.
fucking agrees. We're in.
All right, Clay, you can go for 30 seconds. We don't
Oh
go
my
too long.
god,
Just talk.
where do I even start? He's fucking amazing. The things he's done with the team, we should probably not be where we actually are, but the things he's done with the team has been amazing. All of them look like 10s now. Leon Bailey has grown to a player I want to keep forever now. And I will say this: how much time have I got left? I will say that
18 seconds.
on the after the first game when we lost to fucking Newcastle 5-1, they interviewed Sir Alex Ferguson, and they're like,
Same.
"So, like, what do you think about which after all the games today? You probably watched all of them. What game? Who are you most impressed by?" He was like Aston Villa, and then he went on a little bit of a rant, which I'm going to run out of time for because Brian's counting me down, and that's Unai Emery.
Well done, actually.
2 seconds.
We gave him 30 seconds. I think we can all agree.
I just
Right.
think he's done more the team that we thought weren't going to do well. I think
Are we
that's
still talking about
a sign of a
this?
good manager. I was just
Keep
trying to give him,
going?
like,
We are. You're done. We are.
it was just, I think it's a sign of a good manager when you do more things that people don't expect to be performing that well.
Yeah.
The only other shout was Ange, but their drop in form
Yeah.
in the middle
Yeah.
of the season, I think, kind of hurt that a little bit.
That's a good argument.
I
Yeah.
was almost going to shout Dyche just for like he brought the team together after the deduction, but they also kind of fell off in the last couple weeks.
I mean, they had Spurs and City and Wolves. They should have won. But they
Yeah.
lost 3-0.
But I mean, I was gonna throw Dyche in there, but I think it's just Emery. It just has to be. Let's comes up to Clayton. Are we in agreement for the next award as well?
I guess.
This is.
Okay,
I
hang
think
on,
we're
hang-
on the same boat here.
Hang on. He goes, I guess. Who the fuck?
I was gonna say Rodri.
No.
I mean,
Shut
To be
fuck
fair, I
up.
didn't look at what you guys wrote. I just saw best player, and I was like, oh, this one.
It's
But
just
no,
like-
Salah.
and like honestly, I don't think he's played well this year. He just has the stats to win the award. Is
Yeah.
the best way I could put it. Like I think I've watched a decent amount of Liverpool games this year because they just seem to always be on with Arceus, and I really don't think he's played up to the level that we've expected him to be. And it's just, I think he just has the stats on a team that's contending for the title, and I think that is the argument. Like I really don't think he's played fantastic this year.
I don't think he's playing bad either, but I think, like, we're just so used to Salah being 20 goals a season. You know, he's always, like, up there in the,
Does he have
Golden
like
Boot race.
14 goals though?
He's got
Yeah.
14 right now.
It's 14?
Yeah.
I thought he had 12. It's 14?
I think
My bad.
Solanke is 12.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking of.
Is he at 14?
Yeah, he's 14.
Yeah.
14.
So he's tied with Holland, which is crazy because Holland's been out for
Hasn't
like 2
played
months.
for a month and a half.
But yeah, I just think he also has 8 assists too. So what is that?
Yep.
22 goal contributions
Yeah.
before in
Don't
20
ask me to
games.
do math.
20 games. So I don't think you can argue that right now. I just think he's too far clear.
I think it's like one of those where it's like how the award's given. Like, if you wanted to argue valuable, you could probably put Rodri in the conversation.
Or Van Dijk. Van
or
Dijk's
Van
been
Dijk,
back
yeah.
to his
Yeah, no.
best too.
That's kind of I thought how we were going more like most valuable,
But
but
I know how the award is based off of. It's going to end up. It's the guy with. Honestly, it's always the guy with the best stats that's on one of the better teams in the league.
Yep.
This is how it's always been.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, listen, I love Rodri. We lost the 3 games or dropped points in the 3 games he was red carded for. So like, I know his valuable.
I know. I loved
But,
it.
but yeah, so I think it's Salah by default almost.
All right.
He's also out for the next
Yeah.
month for AFCON.
Well, yeah, depends how far they go.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to end this episode with a best 11 where we decided that each position has to be at least majority ruled by. Splits are going to be tough to decide upon, but
All right. So have we decided a formation?
Dan threw out 4-2-3-1. That's fine with me. Or we could do a traditional 4-3-3. Doesn't
I
matter.
think it's got to be a 4-3-3. You're going to want 3 attacking players in there.
It's the 4-2-3-1. You get 2 wingers and an out-and-out striker.
So can I put Salah at the right then on a?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
that's where he
do
plays.
4-2-3-1.
All right. You want back to front, I guess?
Surely.
All right. So
We can go like kind of quick to this though.
Yeah, I mean,
let's
center
run through it.
back.
I think-
one of the center backs is Van Dijk.
I
whoa,
think
whoa, whoa,
let's
you-
go Vicario. Let's
completely-
go
Oh, yeah,
goalie
keeper,
first.
sorry.
you just completely skipped the
Or-
fucking goalkeeper.
I forgot
Actually,
that
you can
man.
go Vicario or you can go Allison.
I would go Vicario.
I would go Vicario.
I would go. I think Allison's having a better all-around season, but I'm going to go Vicario.
Okay, that's our answer.
Okay.
Majority.
Majority goes to
Alright,
Picardo.
majority
And okay. One center back. I think Van Dijk is at least one of the two.
Has to be Van Dijk.
Yeah.
I don't think the other one's much of an argument either. Maybe from Clayton because he probably got fucking Pat Torres in there, but
Saliba.
it's Saliba. I think
It's
Saliba.
Saliba.
Fine.
It's
What
gotta
do you mean
be
fine.
I think
It's
those
the only
two are
fucking
clear at the
option there
moment.
is.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it. I wanted someone else to say
No,
it.
I think Saliba's the clear choice there. I was almost putting him as my young player, but he's 22 or 23.
Yeah,
I
no,
think.
me too. That's
Yeah.
what I would have picked. But
Yeah.
Outside backs.
Let's start with right back.
Right back.
Who are our options?
Right back, Kyle Walker.
Honestly, he's been the most consistent.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know.
Trent. Trent's a right back.
I refuse to put Trent there.
I'm
Yeah,
going,
but their defense
I'm going
has
Trent.
played well. Like
He's played well,
it's
and
gotta be Trent.
He's played well when he's played as the center defensive
He still
mid.
lines up as a right back and he inverts.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
Walker, I
it's
think,
gotta
is the
be-
true
I
right
think it's
back.
gotta
I've
be.
done
Listen,
better.
I hate Liverpool with all my might, and it's Trent.
Fucking really,
Yeah.
Brian, come on, help a kid out.
Who you putting in there?
Walker,
It's not Walker.
It's not Walker.
fuck you guys.
I'm a fucking City fan voting for Trent. Like,
It's
Walker's one of the best right backs of all time, but Trent.
Nobody said Konza. All right, left back,
honestly, he was going to be one of my shouts. I'm not even kidding. Was Konza.
left back.
left back. Fuck.
I'm gonna go Udogi from Spurs.
I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
I just want to make sure we're not missing anybody else. That was a quick. I'm trying to think.
So he's
Stephane
left back.
Guardiola.
Guardiola, yeah. I mean, yeah, was Digne left back for?
Yeah, he's had a great season. Now, to be fair, I just
I-
think that he's not as good defensively.
Yeah.
Like when they go down that side of the pitch, he's usually already too high up the field, and it's Torres playing defensively.
I'll tell you right now, it's not Zinchenko. So
Facts.
Brian, I'm literally writing that underneath where you're writing it.
Oh fuck yeah!
I'm good with the
motherfucker.
Doggy.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna go with that.
Center defensive mid. Can we all agree?
There's two. Well, how do we want to do this?
I think it's got to be one defensive, two attacking.
Yeah, we're doing Rodri.
We're doing Rodri at defense.
Defensive.
Right? Have to be.
Garrett, do you have qualms?
No, with Rodri, no, I'm good.
No, he has to be in there. We're doing two attacking. We said.
No, I'm sorry. We're doing one then, and then the wingers.
No,
I'm fucking this up.
Yeah, you are. So
It's
there's
two holding.
There's
then.
two holding.
If it's
or
a 4-2-3-1, it's
a
two
box
holding
to box.
technically, or box. Yeah. So there's a
two
6
holding.
or 2 6s or a 6 and an 8.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
All right, so Rodri's a 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
An 8.
Luis.
Good answer.
I know you wanted it.
Because he is. He's the best fucking one there.
Dan wants to say Rice.
I'm going right.
I'm
going Rice.
so tempted to side with Dan on this one. I don't know. Fuck. I really want to say Rice too.
Oh, so you Luis?
I said Luis.
You're
I'm
Luis.
totally Louise.
What are you? You
I think
Rice?
I'm Rice.
Pat.
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 Garrett's roommate,
Pat's an
Pat.
Arsenal fan.
Rice or Luis?
Yeah.
that's bullshit.
Pat,
Pat's an
I'm
Arsenal fan.
unfriending you on Facebook.
So loud in my
Mom.
ears. Oh my god.
My man.
Okay, hear me out. As a 10, Louise.
No.
Madison's been out hurt.
So is De Bruyne.
Honestly, it's,
Honestly,
Does he
the
play
real,
10?
the real answer is probably between Paqueta and Palmer.
Yeah, but
well,
I don't know.
all right.
I don't know.
What about Foden?
Honestly, I was
I was gonna
Foden
say-
and Silva have all played in 10 this year because of the De Bruyne injury.
Yeah, Foden's not a bad shout.
Trying to think who else would be in the 10 conversation.
Do we argue Bowen could play there?
No, he's
Nah,
a
Bowen's
striker.
an out net. I don't think he's a striker. He's more of a
He's
winger.
been playing striker this year for
Yeah,
West Ham.
for West
Because
Ham.
Antonio's been hurt.
Yeah.
he's usually on the outside.
What happens is Antonio gets subbed in late and they just push Bowen out wide.
Yeah.
Wish Madison wasn't hurt. Well, actually,
Yeah, Madison would be a shoo-in if he was playing.
Yeah.
I
Playing.
feel like.
Damn, this one's actually tough.
I'm going to
It
go.
isn't tough because there's actually options.
I'm going to say Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's the only reason Chelsea are in 10th. I think if he wasn't there, they'd be in like 14th.
Can Bernardo go in there?
Well, I said Bernardo or Foden, but who'd you shout, Clayton?
I said Palmer.
yeah, I'll give it to him. I'll go Palmer.
I'll give it to him. Fuck it.
All right.
All right. What we need?
I'm outvoted.
What was your vote?
I would have put
let's go
Foden.
right wing.
Probably.
Right wing Salah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Salah's got to
I
be.
mean,
yeah.
yeah. Salah's got to be the right wing.
Center
This is
forward.
Alan Shearers I was looking at.
You want to go left wing first and leave?
All right,
striker?
we'll go.
Yeah, well, he's striker
Left wing.
last. Left wing. Son.
Is there another one?
Or
Like, I
so-
really don't think I love Son. I just don't think he's actually
Or
played
some-
as well as his stats have shown. But I don't really know.
I
if
mean,
anyone else-
where's Kudus play?
You could say Leon Bailey.
Yeah, but
think
I'm not
he's
gonna
on
say
the
Leon
right.
Bailey. It's
You guys
probably-
just fucking hate Villa players.
I literally shouted Luis, you dickhead.
I know. Now I'm yelling more at them.
What's Kudus? Is he?
It's probably Sutton if we're
I
being
Oh,
think
honest.
he's right.
Kudus is a 10. Fuck.
Who's is definitely not a 10. It's
I
James
think he plays on the right.
Ward-Prowse that plays there.
It says here is a 10.
Left.
Right wing. Oh, we have solid right wing.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What's
me.
Doku? He's left.
I feel like all these players you could put on either side.
Yeah, but Doku's mostly off the left.
Yeah.
I like Doku, but I just think Sun's had a better all-around season just because he's played more. So.
Yeah, I guess son.
Garnacho.
Get the fuck out of here.
Sun.
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's Son.
Yeah,
Son.
I think it's got to go to Son.
All right, and then
Here's where there's probably some debate
our best,
between two.
right down the middle, the out-and-out striker.
I would say there's probably two. Probably three. Actually.
There could be a couple here.
I would say there's three people that are probably up for it. And it's probably the top three. No, I mean not top three scores. It's probably Holland, Solanke, or Watkins, if we're being honest.
I think, as much as I would love to say it's Watkins, I feel like you have to be. It's got to be Holland.
Listen, I know I want to say it's Holland. I was giving out fucking options, guys.
I mean, I get it. He's been hurt.
How many games has he played?
He's played 15 games this year.
So he's missed like 5.
He's played 15
4.
games. He has 14
Well, actually, no, they had one missed,
Feels
so he
like
probably
more.
missed 4. He's missed the last 4.
He has 50. He's played 15 games. He scored 14 goals.
It's just fucking stupid.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's got to be
Fucking
him.
Christ. All right. So
I think it's bullshit. There's no Villa player in here. I would like that on record.
There is. Oh, no, there's not. Luis got outvoted.
Yeah.
I think it's very fair that there's no United player in here. We think.
Honestly, I would have. If we would have thrown out Konza during the Trent argument, I would have. I honestly probably would have went Konza. I didn't.
No
I forgot
shot.
about
He's
it.
over.
No,
Trent.
Konza's. I don't think Konza's as good a right back.
There's no shot.
I think he's a better center back.
That's what. Like that was my thought. Is like I
Because
saw.
we're-
I didn't think of him because I think of more of a center back, and like we already
Yeah.
had that filled.
The reason he starts at right back is because our left back gets high, and then we do a makeshift 3.
All right.
I think that's pretty set.
All right,
Quickly run through.
so let's
our
run through it.
11.
Yeah. Our in goal, we have Acario. We have Saliba and Van Dijk at center back. The outside backs are Udogie and Trent. Rodri and Rice and Palmer in the middle.
It should be Luis.
Salah out on the right. Son out on the left. And then right down the middle is Holland.
Your spelling is abysmal, by the way.
Yeah,
It's so
fucking
bad. I was
bad.
trying to get it in quick. And I wanted it to look kind of like the formation.
But anywho, before we have anything else to say, that has been our midseason awards and team of the halfway point of the season.
Team of the midway season.
Yeah, we're gonna probably throw a bunch of these clips up on social media. If you have any disagreements, if you have any, your own options.
I think
you wanna
everybody
put,
thinks that Luis should be in this team somewhere.
let us know.
His
Comment.
girlfriend's hot too.
Fuck off. Comment. Yell at us. I don't give a fuck if you yell at me. Anyone else have anything you want to wrap up
I'm
on?
trying to think. If we did a traditional 4-3-3, does Luis make it in?
We basically did a 4-3-3.
Yeah, we pretty much did.
Kinda. No,
It pretty much is.
because Rodri and Rice would not have been in a 4-3-3 together.
If we're doing a 4-3-3 and we're choosing just attacking players, I think he'd be in. But we settled it with 1-6, 1-8, 1-10.
Well, 4-3-3,
Yeah.
you're still like with that middle 3, gonna do some sort of shape with it.
If you
because
wanted
the
to go-
front
I'm
three
just
is still gonna
saying, Arsenal to Villa, there's a little bit of a gap.
If you wanted to flip the triangle and do one defensive, 2 attacking, then yeah, he goes in.
Well, yeah. But I just feel like you're never playing a game with Rodri and Rice. If you were actually a manager that had both of them on, you're probably not playing it.
No, I'm saying. Then I'd say.
Even if you flip the triangle, you have a 6-8, and it's still. But
Yeah, but no, you flip the triangle, then Rodri's
You
defensive.
say a little bit of a gap. You're up by what? Like a point? 2 points?
I mean, well, I don't know.
Fucking calm down there, right?
All right, can I?
all right, let's wrap.
Can I say one thing before we wrap this up?
What?
I've said it before.
2 points.
I'm gonna say.
2 points. Slow.
Shut the fuck up. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again.
Telling us to shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
The person doesn't shut the fuck up ever?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been coming at Dan too much. He's giving it back
He
now.
said I didn't talk for the first 5 minutes of the podcast. You know why I didn't talk for the first 5 minutes of the podcast?
Because we were all talking. I just want to be the first one. I've done it before. Aston Villa, congratulations on top 4. You're winning the league. I did this for other teams, and they fell off completely. I hope Aston Villa does, because fuck Clayton. He's leaving on the outro. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. At Premier League and Pints on YouTube. At League Pints on all forms of social media.
There you go.
You can listen where all podcasts are found. We appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.
Later.
Bye.